Right guys, Mark Crossfield here with Coach Lockie.
Hello.
Welcome to the Golf Swing Weekly Fix. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about feelings.
Feelings.
There's a lot of messages out there about certain things you should try and do, kind of positions you should hit, move pressures, all those kind of things, which still have their relevance, but you've got to have a bit of an understanding of how to control your emotions or not. I always think how to get the best out of what emotions you might be feeling. Which anyone who watches our course vlogs, you'll see us kind of going very up and down with emotions, and sometimes it helping and sometimes it not.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's get stuck in. Right, Matt. Now I'm quite an emotional person.
I'm a little up and down as well.
But you're not up and down. You're only up and down on the golf course.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely not up and down, where I would say my emotions in golf and outside of golf follow quite a similar path.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I have a strong feeling of right and wrong, and I'll express my feelings, where you're much more someone who would just kind of not join a discussion and sit back and just make your own mind up in your own trousers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I would argue on a golf course, who's more emotional out of us two?
Me.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
I would say.
So for the golfers at home, I've got some certain strategies I've used in the past and still do use when playing to help me enjoy my golf and in theory play better and sometimes a bit worse when I'm playing. Do you use anything? Are you actually consciously trying to control your emotions like you're trying to control this ball?
No.
No, I don't think you are
happens,
either.
just happens really.
Yeah.
I'm just in that moment, and if I'm angry,
so
then
when
I'm
you used to
angry
play, so when you actually were an amateur, you played off what? Did you play off as an amateur?
Lowest I got was +1.
So you played at a very good standard in county. You would have played county golf.
Yeah.
Were you trying to control emotions then or not?
No. More. If I was playing bad, it was just a case of get the ball around as low as possible and work on my swing on the range, and then if I was playing great, then obviously that's just going to roll over and carry on throughout the round, and I was going to be positive throughout it basically, because I knew I was playing well. If I hit a bad shot, then I knew the next one would be just that one's gone and I can hit a really good shot next. So
okay, so how would you feel that you dealt with pressure? So when you play in certain competitions, so this is a big thing for me that I distinctly remember. I don't feel it anymore because I don't compete. Like when we play now, it doesn't matter if I'm playing against Lee Westwood or you, I don't feel any level of nerves really, but I do remember feeling nerves like teeing it up in the first tee of the English Amateur, or in the final of a Devon Amateur, something I really wanted to win and felt like I could win. I always loved those situations. Like I wanted to be nervous, and I actually enjoyed golf less when I wasn't. Like you put me in my monthly medal at my club, and I'm just playing for my handicap. I could give up after 5. It's because it's like no one's really watching this. It's a tiny event in my pond that I'm trying to play in. What about for you? Did you find any nerves that they helped you or not?
I enjoyed the nerves on the first tee. I enjoyed the people watching, hitting a good shot, and because I was playing a lot, I knew that I could do it. Whereas now it's a bit different for me. Whereas you've gone away from the nerves. I'm more nervous because I'm not playing as much, and I feel like I could hit one off the planet, and it's a bit embarrassing. So I'm probably a bit more nervous than what I was back when I was playing a lot.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's that situation based, and for the people at home, I think as well, it's I get a lot of questions. How can I deal with first tee nerves? I mean, the biggest problem with first tee nerves is that fear of the unknown. That's what they're worried, and that's exactly what you just said. I'm scared I might hit that one off the planet. I'm also scared that I might hit that one off the planet, or that I might just not hit a great shot, but I kind of don't care anymore. So I say to myself, so I get rid of that fear of the unknown, because I hit it off the planet, it makes a good video. That's why we're only ever playing now. And I hit it the 2 foot, that also makes a good video. So I have no fear. Because where you're still feeling like there is something to prove a bit to the audience. Which is, I think, exactly what the people at home are feeling. They're putting that anxiety, those nerves on themselves because they want to prove to their mates that they can play off this handicap or they can compete. So I would always say to them, to try and beat those nerves, you've got to try and before you execute a shot, you've got to try and think of both outcomes. Get that unknown out of it. Let's say you do top it, the world keeps spinning.
Yeah.
You probably make a bogey if you hit 2 other good shots.
2 good shots on the green, couple of putts.
Little embarrassing, but does it really matter? That might get rid of that anxiety. Okay, so let's take it a bit more to situation then. How do you cope with certain situations like wind off the left, wind off the right? Do you change your thinking and your shot pattern or what you're trying to do in those situations? Because certainly wind off the left used to not be your friend, didn't it?
It used to be my friend. I don't really mind it that much anymore because I've sorted out the rights, but there's more to it than just one thing like wind off the left. Like it would be pin position, what club I'm hitting and stuff like that. So say the wind's off the left, I don't mind it. I might play with the wind now and just let it rock on it and move it into the pin. Maybe if it's on the right side of the green, then great. Just stand it on the left. But
for you, when wind off the left was a problem, like it might be for certain people watching, cutting the ball wind off the left, you actually worked on a feeling and a few shots for. So even in your practice,
club selection as well.
So you're actually working in your practice an anxiety feeling, not as in encouraging, as in you're trying to combat it even in your practice. And I don't see amateurs do that at all. Like first tee nerves, why don't you just try and put yourself in that situation as much as possible when you're practicing? Maybe try and hit some shots where it really matters. Put like some little games on it for yourself, or get in more competitions. I mean, I remember being nervous more as a junior. Because it's that unknown. Am I good enough? Should I be playing in the men's comp? And then you play it more and you just think, well, this is not a problem. They're having more than me. I'm not nervous anymore. It's that repeat situation, isn't it? And for me, chipping, I would say I feel my most anxious when I've got a chip shot, because it's built around frustration, because chipping used to be my strongest part, and there's no reason for it to be as weak as it is, apart from I just don't put enough time to it. The last couple of games we played haven't been so great, because again I haven't had time to practice because of my injury and stuff, but there was a period where I started practicing and it got like around the Andy Sullivan video time, it was quite good. Kind of got back to where it was. So again, those nerves are making me practice the bits that I'm anxious at. What do people come on the range and do? Often come and practice the bit they like. Don't like hit my driver, so I'm not going to practice that much.
Set your weak bits to the strongest part of your game.
Absolutely.
That type of thing, isn't it?
So for me, it's putting yourself in the situation more to deal with it,
100%,
and it's also trying to work on some weapons to counter that anxious feeling. So I'm going to practice my chipping more because I know my chipping is weak and it's making me feel like I'm not enjoying golf as much when I can play okay and then have a chip and just bugger it up. So it's going to actually make me work harder. So again, I see it only as a positive, and that's I think the flip that people sometimes make. They only see these anxieties as a negative, and it's often why you see some people drop out of the game. So many people talk about slow play and stuff. So I see so many people, and have done through my years of coaching, drop in and out of golf because of frustration. Biggest thing I've learned from the vlogs that we do now compared to where I used to play when I competed is how much more fun it is now.
It is.
And it actually makes me want to play. Like I socially could play even with a friend now.
Social is so much more fun than competitive for me now.
I mean, I still miss the competitive, but I get it from other outlets. So I might play another sport, or I try and get my channel big, or I try and work harder in other aspects. So I still need that competitive outlet, but I don't find it as much fun through golf. I think that's an important thing for people as well, finding what they get the most enjoyment from, because some it is competitive. They want to compete, don't they? Good stuff. Not nervous anymore then, Matt?
Wow.
Just living the dream.
Exactly.
Lucky man. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, all the normal social places. Also, come and visit my new website, markcrossfieldgolf.com. See you over there.